Hi all, welcome to the today's tutorial. So we created this environment, if you remember, in our previous tutorial. Let me go to the world setting. This is our pawn, and let me check how is it looking. It's giving me that same vibe, but right now it's pretty much static. I will check. This sort seems good to me. Okay, I haven't connected the controller yet, so let me do that too, just to check if the sort seems proper to me or not. Okay, so I'm trying. What's going on? My swords are in opposite direction, but you can see them. Okay, so it did work. The only issue was their rotation, and there was one more issue. Like the environment, it was pretty much static. So let's do it. The first thing which I will do, I will check for the text render editor. What I will do, I will go and copy the location. We'll paste the location and we'll paste it somewhere here. Yes, no. Next I will write Mr. Singh Beat Saber. Okay, click save. Right now it's not visible. Reason being is first it's in the opposite direction, so we'll rotate it like 180-degree. We'll center line it. Okay. Next thing is right now it's pretty much dark, so it has to be emissive. And I don't think the default text material it's emissive, so I will just copy it. We'll paste it here in the material section. We'll name it as mem underscore text emissive. We'll make it emissive. So okay, double click it, line it here. Default it. If I will make it unlit, it's more into emissive. Make it multiply. Press 1. Convert it to parameter. Image power. By default, I will keep it to 20. Maybe 100. Not sure how it will look, but we can see it's glowing. First, let's increase the font. Here font size is not there. Maybe we'll just scale it down. 5. Yep, we will just rotate it along x-axis about 45-degree. 45. It looks more funky to me now. Now we will scale it more, maybe 20. Maybe it's too far. 15. I will just change the emissive. So I will just create the material instance of it, mi underscore text emissive. We'll save it. Double click it. We'll change the emission power to 50 maybe. Let's check. Yeah. Maybe 20. Yeah, perfect. Next thing is when we were playing it, when I was running it, it is pretty much static, right? It's not moving. So what I will do, I will go to the box spawn manager. So if you see these scene, these are the parent, right? So if I will rotate it, this sign 3, so this scene component, if I will rotate it, right, so it will give you that effect it's moving. So scene 2, scene 3, and scene 6. Okay, three, these three things. I will just rotate it. We'll do it in tick, right click, add to parent. So these are the visual things. So I do recommend it to do it in the blueprint, not in the C++ side, because it's the visual aspect. So I will just add rotation, maybe local rotation. And let me check if it's in the X direction. Scene C to 10, 20, 30. Yes. Let's see how it will work. If I will simulate it, okay, they're moving like this. And if you do want to make something funky, you can just, use the same method and you can implement it. So this was just basic stuff. Now we remove this. Our next task is to fix those sorts. So right now we directly added this static mesh component, but we have to add more functionality to it. So what we will do, we will create a class and its parent will be the static mesh component. So we can extend its properties, right? So go to the games source folder. Here I will create one more folder called components. Components. Yes, right click, add a new class, add class, choose the static mesh component, this one. So, and we will name it as msmc underscore sword. Press OK. So the things which we did in the pawn, we will paste it here. In the pawn, we added this sm. I will just remove it from here. We'll shift it here. We are doing so because the SMC direct component, we will add more functionality to it. That is why. So with more, these material will remain here. I will tell you why. And instead of use static mesh component, we will have UMSMC sword. We will include that. Static mesh component. Okay, perfect. Same. Okay, these two we have changed. Now we will go to the component and instead of use static mesh component, again SMC sword, and everything will remain the same. And this loading part, this we will do it in the SMC sword. We haven't added the constructor yet, so we'll do that too. SMC sword, alt enter, generate definition. Okay. Now we have attached these component, and we are the main component is this, right? And we have attached the sword here. The material we haven't done it because we can change the material, right? So we will create one more class. So these are the two type of sword, and same goes with the boxes. So right now, if we will go to the blueprint, here the boxes are of two type, the blue and red, right? So we will have the color type. So we will go to the directory. We'll have one more folder called data. Inside that data, we can define all the data classes. So that means enums and structures. So add file. We will add a enum. So uh, color type, because we have to define this color type inside the boxes and in sorts too. So we cannot, write sort type and the box type. So we will just choose the color type so both can share. So color type, press OK. Give me a second, rename it. Uh, Edit, rename, .h, enum, blueprint type, enum, and here we have to name them. Color type, e color type, and in color type one is red and one is blue. So u meta display name is equals to red. Same go with the other. So it's a blue. U meta display name is equals to blue. So what we are doing here, we are creating the two enum, and we are naming them color type. So we will have the same variable inside the sword and inside the box. So box and sword, right? So in sword, we will have the variable u property, edit anywhere, and uh, enum type, enum as byte, and it will be the type of color type include and sort color type. And the name is already containing the sort, so we will directly write color type. And we can also, put the default color, but let it be. Or actually, we can just directly write the default is blue. Okay. Now, when we are loading this, right, in the pawn, here we are assigning the sword. So whenever we, let me go to open the Unreal. Here in the pawn, when we will change the, sword type from blue to red and red to blue, it will call this construction script. If you do want to overwrite it inside the C++, what we will do, go to header file, and we will write virtual void on construction, alt enter in the definition. So it will call this function. So instead of, using this, we will use this. Like we won't, assign it in the constructor, because we will just add the constructor. We will add the component here, and as soon as we will press that compile button, it will call this. So even when we are not compiling the C++ code, it will, call that this function again. So I will just remove it. Okay. Next thing is the red and blue. Hmm. The left will be the the red and right will be the blue. And one more thing. Actually, we will check it, but according to our game, the left will always be the red and right will always be the blue. We can also, add the parameter actually. Color type is equals to color type to red, copy this right one to blue. I think this will make more sense. So this will assign the color and everything to. Mm, this is done, I guess. I'm just re-verifying everything if everything is good or not. This MC sword. Hmm. Okay. Actually, this code will work, but I'm just thinking like in case you do want to, switch the left and right with the other colors, then in that case you can, just check if the color type is this, then you can set the material to red and blue. Okay, let's do that side then. If SMC sword left dot color type is equals to red, nope, uh, to red, then this will be the red, else this will be the blue. And my sword blue. Same we have to do it with the blue one. And if you do want to write it in just one statement, you can write it also like this. If this is true, then this, else this. Control D, this will be the right. Right, right. I think it should work fine. Let's check. Compile the code. SMC20 header file. SMC20 header file. Give me a second. Let me close the whole. Control Shift P. U. Okay, it's U in num. My fault. Control Shift B. Okay. Okay. Nice. Now it will open the deal. In the meantime, I can just close the quest one, or we can test how is it looking in the quest. So let me boot up my VR2. So go to the pawn, double click it, and checking here everything seems fine. And here it is saying color type blue or black, red, blue. Is it changing anything? Right. Give me a second. Let me. This is left. Make it red. Okay, this is working fine. And this is right. So this will be blue. Okay, now this is working. perfectly. So this will be the red. Perfect. Let me fix everything. Okay, so I think this seems good. And now if you will